Alright, I'm going to show you real quick how to tighten these 3/8 bolts. I've done this with a torque wrench, and I wouldn't expect most people to have a torque wrench. You might. I got 3 of them, all different sizes. So here's an easy way. When you put these bolts in, I'm going to try to stay out of the camera. You're probably going to have just a 3/8 ratchet, so you need just put it in your hand, turn the nut until you get it snug. See, I'm not putting a tremendous amount of force on it. Now there's your mark. Now I got a torque wrench set for 25 foot-pounds, which is more than sufficient for this. There's the mark. That's where that little mark is. That's where it ended up. Okay? Now I'm going to take the torque wrench, and you'll see it slip when it hits 25 pounds. As I turn it the right way. Okay, watch the handle, it'll click. See that? That's 25 pounds. So we went from here to here, or about 1/3 of a turn of this nut with that little socket wrench I just showed you. The pointer was, this mark was here, now it's here. That's roughly 1/3 of a turn, so that's how tight you should snug it up, and that puts you in the ballpark if you don't have one of these. Okay? That's that simple. And 25 to 30 pounds is plenty for all of these 3/8 bolts. Alright? Just wanted to show that because you may not have a torque wrench. And that's important that you put them at the right pressure. That's all on the bolt install. Alright, at this point with the tracker kit, you'll have your top part attached to the lower part with this pin. Of course, by then your bolt will be in, and you'll have your north-south axis elevation screw will be in place, along with the motor plate. And then you'll take these 10-foot sections of HS strut and mark them at 60 inches like I did, and when you go to install them, they should be in the center or approximately 8.5 inches on each side. As I said, you previously marked these, and if you're within that guideline, you'll notice these holes got quite a bit of play in them. Just insert your full bolts and snug them down at this point until you adjust the 4 braces. Alright, part 1 of the install. Okay, also part of part 1 are these super strut nuts that will come with the kit, along with these 3/8 stainless bolts and washers. And these, they come down, slide in the hole there. Alright, this is the third part of setting up the tracker. As you can see, I've got the main high-strength super strut rails in place. I've got them mounted down there, all in good 3/8 stainless bolts, locked tight. Now these cross straps, which your solar panels are going to come to, these are the smaller super struts. As you can see, they're just about 1 inch. The HS, the high strength, are about 1 3/4 inches. And over there in the corner, those are 40-inch pieces, because I cut these cross pieces at 80 inches long, because most panels today in the 220 to the 250 watt range are about 39 inches. In my particular case, these Flutechnic panels I bought are 38.5 inches, but those are monocrystalline, and those as a rule are smaller than the other types of panels. Like my trainer panels are multicrystalline, which would be the next best and those come in at I think 39, and then my Canadian panels, which are multi-crystalline, polycrystalline, which is mostly what you see these days. Those generally, the cell sizes on those are bigger. So those Canadian Solar, I just went out and measured them. Those came in at almost 40 inches wide. So 80 inches on these cross pieces should be plenty. And then I'm going to stick the inserts in and show you how to put these together. Then we'll go into how to line up the little sliding nuts to put your panels in. That's real easy also. Okay, that's it for this. Okay, as part 3 of the install, I've got my first cross tie brought in. Approximately 15¼ from this bolt to that center mark. My second cross tie is going to be down 33.5, which is here. That is the difference on my solar panels. From this hole to the edge is 15¼ and from the center to the center of this hole is 33.5. So this second cross brace is going to get mounted somewhat in the middle, and it's marked at 33.5. That's as far as that one's going to go. I'm going to do the same on the top, and then I'm going to show you how to place the panels on and pop those little slide nuts in. Okay, that's it. Something else I forgot to show, that's the stainless bolt with the washer. That's just a little piece of metal, 1/4 inch flat stock. I drilled a hole in, the bolt goes through here like that, and then here these slide nuts, I've removed the springs from them. You just flip them over, my fingers are stuck, and then you run your finger underneath, put it in, put it on the mark 33.5, and snug it down temporarily till you put your panel on. Okay, that's it. I forgot to mention that. Okay, here's another little brief show. I got the little cone slip nuts in there. It's on the end of the pivot on my camera. I hope you can see all those. Now I'm going to come over here and take those panels, at least 2 of them, and move them around until all these cross braces line up and the holes in the panels line up with these little cones. And then I'll mark them, tighten up these bolts, and then this assembly can go out on the pole, and I'll put the panels outside on the pole at a later date, maybe tomorrow. Okay, that's it. Okay, here I have one panel put on. I've got these little slip knots. Tripod on. I don't know if you can see them. All the nuts and bolts have been lined up. I've got the bolts in. The little slip nuts are put in. And they've been marked. So I'm going to put another panel across it. And I'm going to take these off, move them up there, do the same thing, mark where they need to be, tighten all the bolts down, and take the panels back off and move this outside. And then it's time to put it on the pole. Okay, that's it for the next show. Alright, that's the final end of it. Taking the panels and put them everywhere, and all the panels are going right in those little white buttons. These super strut nuts with the little plastic cups that slide around nicely. Now I'm going to take these panels off and take this support and mounts and put it out on a pole minus the panels. The next time you see this, it'll probably be going on a pole.